Hey guys, Professor Bill, Comic Book University, and Wolverine issue number 5. This comic book continues to delight, and I'm enjoying the vampire story. It kind of ends in here, but not entirely. By the way, there's an end credit scene in here. I have no idea what it means. Okay, a little idea what it means, but wow. Anyway, guys, let's get talking about this comic book after we talk about who did this comic book. So Benjamin Percy on writing, Victor Bogdanovic on art, Matthew Wilson doing the color art, letters by VC's Corey Petit, Tom Mueller doing the design, Adam Kubert and Frank Martin doing the cover art, and Victor Bogdanovic doing the variant cover art. Production by Anthony Gambino, and head of X is, of course, Jonathan Hickman. And this issue is called Blood Clocks. Okay, so we got the vamps, and they're running in, and it's basically like 30 days of night. They're just running from town to town to town, but in northern Ontario, and they're just like wiping out entire villages, small cities, towns of people. Now, Wolverine is just north of Thunder Bay. I know, totally freaking awesome name, right? It's cooler than that still. Thunder Bay, lots of native areas there. Also, where a lot of grunge music actually originally started with Neil Young and all that good stuff. Anyway, guys, like if you're going to go to the early roots. Anyway, the stuff that happens in here is, it's hectic. There's a lot of action. There's a little bit of talking, but it's mostly violence. Extreme freaking violence. I mean, it's vampires. You'd figure it should be, right? I'm thinking that before Percy wrote these particular vampire stories, because, there's the two different versions of the Wolverine story that we're seeing. Before he started writing the vampire one, he had to have watched Blade 1 and 2 over and over again. Saying just like, there's a vat of blood, and like he heals in the vat of blood. That didn't happen in here, but wow, man. They were not clowning around when they put together this comic book. You see the little vamp kids, and Wolverine's willing to kill them, and I liked that. I almost wish there was an explanation, because they are kids. And at first I'm thinking, nah, kill them. By all means, kill them. They're like 100 or more years old, whatever. They're vampires. They're definitely older than just regular kids, right? Well, they don't bother to explain it or address it at all. Yet, vampire kids do get killed in this comic book nonetheless. So it's really weird. And like, they are not pulling punches. So I don't know, man. I guess seeing Interview with a Vampire, and what was that other the most recent Game of Thrones, where they had that one little assassin kid who was basically an immortal, like a vampire demon thing. Yeah, they're not pulling punches. Kids are fair game now. I'm kind of okay with that as long as they're actual demons like this. The violence was extreme, and I dug on it. It's one of those kind of stories where it's like, okay, but in the real world, wouldn't somebody notice? I think that the explanations fairly well speak for themselves. Granted, if you're from Thunder Bay, or if you're from, Ontario in general, and you understand, what the province actually looks like, this is not realistic at all. But this was definitely fun. And I guess if there's the suspension of disbelief is just pushed away, it just looks like, they destroyed all of Northern Ontario, man. There was like no humans left. This was good. I enjoyed the hell. I'm making fun of things that are just easy to make fun of, but make no mistake, loved this issue. Man, I'm telling you, I'm looking forward to the Bogdanovic stuff, probably a little bit more than the Kubert stuff. That's not a diss on Kubert. That's a pat on the back to Bogdanovic. When he puts his art together in this, there's just some things in here that when he wants you to be scared, you're going to be scared. When he wants you to, laugh, you're going to laugh. And that's definitely not an easy thing to do, conveying that story that's being written for you. Even some of the scenes that just seem so like, that's not realistic. You look at it, you're like, F it. This is such a great time looking at this, man. And make no mistake, I imagine this is the letterer doing this stuff. Vroom! Yeah, that's exactly how these damn things sound like. The snowmobiles. This was a really good comic book. This was fun as hell. And like I said, there's a lot of... I really want to show you this one page, but it's gonna It's going to spoil some stuff. People die that maybe shouldn't have died, but I enjoyed the hell out of this. Anyway, guys, don't forget, again, there is that end credit scene. So after, like, next, the Ten of Swords. It's like, okay, turn the page. There's something else there that's going to confuse and baffle you. It's meant to. Anyway, guys, I'm out. Make sure you watch an ad and like the video. Professor Bill, Comic Book University. Class dismissed.